Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today we have the update for the Fantastic Four and all other things. But this time around, we're doing things quite a bit differently. There's a bunch of changes. There's basically two different patch notes that we have to cover, but only one is available right now. It's quite confusing, and the usual live stream is happening on Marvel's page rather than on the Marvel Future Fight page. So I wanted to give you guys all of the information and explain it as best as I can the way that I've understood it, so that you have all the information moving forward and you know what to do today, where to be, and what to expect. So let's dive in. The first major change is actually the maintenance time and the number of hours of maintenance. So listen very carefully. Usually the maintenance happens at 7 or 8 p.m. my time. Now it's happening at 5 p.m. my time, 5 p.m. Eastern. So it's happening a couple of hours earlier. Additionally, as you can see, 2 to 10 p.m. is a pretty easy math. It's 8 hours of maintenance. Maintenance for this game is usually 6 hours. So they've moved it up. They've made the maintenance earlier in the day to compensate for the fact that there's more hours of maintenance. Now, there's more hours of maintenance, I suspect, because there's a lot more content to add. So I think we may have underestimated just how much is coming in this update. There's a wave on the horizon. So with this math being said, it's going to go down. For me, the game will stop being playable at 5 p.m. Eastern time, and it will be replayable at 1 a.m. Eastern time. That's actually really good because it means that it's 1 hour earlier for me rather than 2 a.m. So I get to go to bed a little bit earlier after the crazy live stream. So what that means for you is you want to hit up my stream at midnight, which is 1 hour before the game goes live. Go to twitch.tv/Cynicalex. I'll be there. I'll be playing some other games, just kind of passing the time. And then right at 1 a.m., when the magic goes live, we'll dive in head first, as we always do, with thousands of people there to check out all of the new content, the new characters, the new whatever, everything. All at once. It's going to be super hype fantastic. I just made that up, that word, or that combination of words. But now let's dive into the actual update notice, because I think a lot of people are confused. These patch notes that I'm about to read to you don't have any new characters, don't have any new game modes. All of these new things are either kind of new achievements, new kind of character enhancement guides and things like that, or their quality of life changes. But this is huge because there's so many that they take up their own patch notes. So this is actually really good, because you can imagine there's going to be an additional set of patch notes for all of the new characters, uniforms, and possibly game modes. Now, if you guys are wondering when that patch note is going to be live, it says right here, the mystery behind the question mark like symbol on our pre-update event token and more details regarding our January update will be released on a different notice. So it's a different patch note that has not been released yet before the maintenance ends. So essentially what I think is happening is Marvel wants all of the games to withhold their update information, withhold their character models for the Fantastic Four until after the official Marvel Fantastic Four week live stream has happened, so that if any new people want to pick up the game, they won't be kind of bombarded with all this information ahead of time. So basically the live stream will happen. Johnny and Sue will see the live stream. They'll be like, hey, I want to check out Marvel Future Fight. Maybe I can play the Fantastic Four. And then when they open up their phone or they go on the computer, they'll find the game first, rather than all of us going crazy about the update patch notes and theorizing and whatever way before it's actually happened. And that is kind of confirmed because they've moved up the time for the maintenance. In addition to that, there is a live stream going on, not going on the Marvel Future Fight Facebook. As I mentioned, it's going on Marvel's official Facebook. So this indicates that they're doing one unified, singular live stream for all of their games and all of their content, comic books, digital stuff, etc. So, and there's a whole bunch of kind of details here about how you can access the live stream. This is all super complicated. You shouldn't do this. All you should do, once again, is just go to Twitch, go to Cynicalex's page, that's me, and I will be streaming the live stream, the Marvel live stream with my reaction and the reaction of the chat. It's going to be amazing. It's happening at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So I stream normally from 10 a.m., which is 1 hour after my video lands, until 2 p.m. Eastern time. So 1 hour before my scheduled end, I will start live streaming the Marvel kind of hype machine for the Fantastic Four. So just head on over to Twitch today in a few hours, and you'll get to see it, and it'll be dope. Anyways, moving on to the rest of the patch notes. A lot of this stuff is centered around character achievements and character building, which I actually think is a really smart feature. Basically, Marvel Future Fight, the devs, are really leaning in hard to their design around characters, and to the fact that most people who, maybe not most people, but a lot of people that play this game play it for specific characters. And a lot of people, if you guys follow it, or maybe you're that kind of person yourself, you play to enhance a specific character to the highest possible growth score and to give them all of your love. And so there's actually a lot of heated contested competition here in the character rankings to try to get number 1, to try to get top 10, and they have event rewards for characters. There's so many things that go into this, and so I think this is a really big part of the game for a lot of people. And so because of that, Marvel Future Fight, the devs, are really leaning into that. So we have an all new achievement tab centered around characters. There's other parts to it like summary and quest and forum, and I think forum is really good because it seems as though we're gonna be allowed to add information or add comments about characters in game, and this is a really good way to educate new players so that they don't have to go out of the game to find specific information on specific characters. So they're scrolling through and, oh, how good is Crossbones, and they click on the forum and they see all these posts being like, no, please stop, Crossbones needs a rework, Crossbones needs a new uniform. And then they'll say, oh, okay, so he's not really good right now, maybe he'll be good in the future. They go over to Miles Morales, they scroll down to the forum, they click it, oh wow, he just got his new uniform, he's amazing. All these people are posting their YouTube videos to check out all these world boss kills. That's excellent. And then they'll have information about it. I'm not sure if that's exactly how forum works, but I'm excited to see all of this new information and new stuff. This really indicates that Marvel Future Fight is trying to build this game to be, for the long run, indefinitely. Because for them to make changes on such a grand scale this far into the game's development, we're almost 4 years in, guys, and they're making really sweeping changes like this. This is really, really good, and I'm really happy that they're doing this. So for those of you, in addition, for those of you that are whales like me, and you have pretty much every character built up at some point, you're going to get a lot of achievement rewards right off the bat, because as you can see, your achievement score is tied to your progression on characters and quests, and each achievement chest can contain one of these items, which is insane because it can get mega rank up tickets and mega tier 2 tickets and stuff like that. And so you'll be able to crack open a ton of these right after the update is live. So basically what I'm saying is, after update goes live, many rewards to be found. More rewards, longer you play. Very exciting. I'm excited to crack open like 100 boxes. In addition, there's a character achievement screen which lists each individual character's achievements, and you can see there's things like get the character to level 50, get the character to level 60. So these achievements are very similar to the ones that we got previously for crystals or for gold. You tier 2 a character and you get 200,000 gold back. There's that old joke, thanks for the refund, Netmarble, because obviously 2.5 million gold is way more than the 200,000 you get. Whether we're still going to get those crystals for leveling up those characters to level 50 and 60 and 70, it's unclear because they've hidden the rewards. And there's no crystal rewards here. So hopefully you still get those crystals, because otherwise that is a big blow. That is a big negative for especially free-to-play players who use that as a way to get 100 crystals per character easily, which they would no longer be able to do. Now, in the rare case, to play devil's advocate, if the frequency of getting really hype items like a mega rank up ticket is not that low, then it may offset those crystals, because a mega rank up ticket costs 2,000 crystals. So you can kind of do the math there, but I don't see Netmarble being that generous, so we're going to have to wait and see. That's the only kind of negative I can see from this update. They've also changed around the quest and forum achievements and added them as part of the entire list, so they've kind of changed this around. They've also added your achievement score, your total achievement score, kind of like your gamer score on Xbox Live, if you guys are familiar with that, and that will kind of add up all of your achievement scores from all of the quests, all of the forums, all of the challenges, and all of the character progressions. So again, this is rewarding players who build up their entire roster. You can just flex for this. This is kind of just a bragging thing, but a lot of people are going to be interested in pushing their achievement score to higher numbers or to specific numbers like 420, 420 or 69, 69, 69. So I'm super excited to see where you guys go with the achievement scores. They're removing some achievements, which is fine, and it's actually a good thing for new players, and it was kind of confusing before. They're adding character ranking improvements, which shows how popular certain characters are with certain players. So this is really funny. I can't wait to see what my #1 character is. I don't know if it's based on how much I've built up the character, like Ant-Man, or if it's based on how much I play with the character, like Deadpool. So we're going to have to wait and see how these popular characters are ranked. There's characters that are popular. I think you can also rank it by the actual player. I'm not sure if this is popular in the server, in which case it wouldn't relate to individual players, or if it's popular via each player, in which case it would relate to each individual. I'm a little bit confused about that, but I hope it's the former and not the latter. They've also added changes to World Boss ranking, so you can see which characters are being used more often. So again, this is kind of like a quality of life thing. It's kind of an educational thing for newer players or intermediate players who are struggling to figure out who to use for World Boss Normal or World Boss Ultimate. They've also added the recommended character feature for World Boss, again, to help out players who are having a bit of difficulty figuring out who to use against specific world bosses, with the little green thumbs up right there. They've also added the recent Finally, they've added the recent characters world boss stage tab. So this will tab to your characters that you always use. So if you're always using the same 5 teams, you'll be able to quickly select them, and you'll be able to see your 5 teams as they're organized by, leadership, main DPS, and support. If you're the kind of person like me who uses, let's say, Star-Lord, Sharon Rogers, and Coulson, they'll all pop up. As will the other 12 characters, and then you'll be able to quickly form your teams without scrolling up and down through this entire list over and over again. You also have the recent tab for your strikers, which is nice, and then we have some additional kind of fluff content. We have 3 new uniform collections. So these uniform collections have really cool animations, and they look dope when they're all colored in because they're kind of grayed out. The only problem with these is that the rewards suck. That's been my biggest criticism. You mythic 5 uniforms and you get 300 crystals. That's just a really awful reward, or you get 200 phoenix feathers. So hopefully they've upped the rewards a little bit, but we have one for Monsters Unleashed. We also have the teaser for Moon Girl's uniform, so we have at least 1 uniform confirmed for Moon Girl. We also have Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2. These ones are probably the most interesting ones to look at, because I think the majority of players in the game will have these leveled or mythicked. So I'm curious to see what rewards they offer. If the rewards are better, that's super nice. If the rewards are worse, like a little bit of gold or something ridiculous like that, then it's kind of lame that they did that. But we'll have to wait and see. We're also getting 5 new comic cards. Monsters Unleashed for Cho, Medusa, Elsa, Moon Girl, and Kid Kaiju. We're going to have to see the power level of these cards, but they may end up being super meta. Additionally, the all attack +5 is the bonus for collecting all of these cards at 6 stars, which is huge. That's the best bonus we've ever had for comic cards. So in the back of my mind, I'm expecting these cards to be all premium, but there is a possibility that some of them will be free to play and some of them will be premium. So we'll have to just figure out how to get them as fast as possible, because you do want that juicy all attack buff. They've also added type enhancement chests. I'm not really too happy about this. I was glad that they were only available for GBR, so there was kind of an equal opportunity for players as long as they built up the characters, but now you can go and splash crystals to try and roll more type enhancement chests. Again, this is an individual thing. I think players who are pushing for rank 1 of specific characters will probably end up spending crystals here. I think Netmarble's just playing to their strengths by introducing this and giving players an outlet who don't have any luck to get specific boxes, 4-star, 5-star, or 6-star, so that they can try and finish off those last few upgrades on their character to reclaim that #1 spot. And I've spoken with players who are having that issue, so I know absolutely it's targeting those types of players. I'm not really too happy with it, but it's really not affecting me, so I can't judge too much. I would have to wait and see what those players think, so let me know down below in the comments. Finally, they're adding some improvements to your inbox when you collect things. They're changing, this is probably the biggest change of this patch, they're changing the list of recommended and banned characters. So guess what, guys? Deadpool might finally be banned in Vibranium on certain weeks. Super exciting. And then they've changed a bunch of fixes in game that were kind of like glitches and things like that. So that is actually pretty impressive. There's an entire list of changes and updates and new things being added to the game without any characters and without any game mode stuff. And this is only part 1 of this update. So yeah, strap in. It's going to be pretty wild. Definitely get your butt over to Twitch, because we're going to have a lot of fun over there. And we're going to be having 2 streams today, one in the early morning afternoon for the Facebook, the Facebook live stream, and then one at night much later on for the actual update hype. So I hope to see all of you guys there, and more new faces. Subscribe if you enjoyed the content and you want to support me. And of course, if you like what you see, I hope to see you again tomorrow. And tonight, take care.